All right, so welcome to today's video. Today we have an NFL running back tier list for 2025, and this is going to work very similarly to our quarterback ranking. We have all the starters in the league plus a few notable backups, and we're going to go put them on this tier list.
So first we have the elite tier. That is for the best of best running backs in the league.
Superstar is they're either almost at that elite tier or they have been in the past, and maybe they've fallen off a little bit, but they're still great players.
Next you got productive. Those are kind of like your either your Pro Bowl players or players who will just put up good numbers here. But they're not the best in the league.
911, pretty self-explanatory. Like they're getting hurt a lot. They might be like superstar to elite when they're healthy, but they're always hurt.
Don't forget flash but underutilized. That is for your players who make highlight plays. I feel like everyone wants to see them play. They just don't get used enough.
And then average, very self-explanatory. These are the guys like you're not mad if you have them on your team, but you're also not excited about them.
Next you got replaceable, which is kind of like average, but that you are mad if they are on your team and you would like a new running back, maybe from the draft or trade or signing.
RB2, they should not be starting. They should not be getting the majority of the workload. If they are, then your team's either stupid for playing them that much or somebody else is hurt.
Or they hate you. You never know.
Yeah.
Then you got go away. I think just don't really should go away. You really shouldn't
Yeah.
be on a team either.
I don't want you.
Yeah, go away. Get off my team.
Mm-hmm.
Starting off this, we have James Conner, the epitome of just consistent
Yeah.
running back. I think he would be.
I think he's in the productive.
I think productive. I feel like he for like almost 10 years now just been pretty like average
Yeah.
1,000 yard rusher.
He's been average, but like he puts up like I wouldn't say top running back numbers, but like very good numbers for running backs.
I also always expect his fall off, and it just never happens.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we got Bijan Robinson, who is going to kick off that elite tier.
Yeah, I mean right away. He is
Okay.
top 3 running back in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, him, and then two people we'll talk about later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, we have his backup Tyler Algier, who
Well, I think like got a kind of unfair shot at this, but like he had a very good rookie year. Then they brought in Bijan Robinson, which is not his fault. Obviously he doesn't have the ceiling that Bijan does, but he's definitely an average running back.
I think he deserves to start with the team. It's just he's behind
Yeah.
one of the best in the game. If you have Derrick Henry, I think another simple. It's another elite running back.
Yeah.
He's
I
he's
mean,
called the king for a reason.
everybody's the same thing with James Conner, but just at a higher level. Like everyone's been predicting his fall off for the past like 5 years, especially after his like 2,000 yard season when he got hurt. Um, and I mean, he just like he's the running back version of Tom Brady at this point. He's just gonna keep playing, and he's just still so good.
Next, we have James Cook, who for me is kind of hard to rank because I don't think he's a superstar yet. His numbers
Yeah,
are kind of all over the place: low rushing yards, high touchdowns. I think you could definitely call him one of the higher and productive running backs in
yeah.
the
I
league.
think his rookie year he would have been flashy but underutilized because he had like 6 yards of carry. But since he's become the bell cow and kind of the leader of that run game, he has stepped down his like efficiency, but ramped up the numbers and touchdowns. So definitely in that productive tier.
Still so much potential to become better, though.
Yeah,
Next, we have his backup, Ray Davis, who I feel like I don't really know where he goes. I mean,
I don't know. Do we want to add like a too
hmm,
early to tell tier?
yeah, we're gonna add a tier for that. We're gonna add a tier for too early to tell for these younger guys who we haven't seen play yet, or they're currently a backup that we don't know if they could one day be a starter.
Yeah.
Too early to tet.
All right.
There you go. Tet.
Too early to tell.
Yeah. Too early to tell.
So we got Chuba next.
Mm,
I I like Chuba Hubbard. I like a lot of other people wrote him off.
I did.
Yeah, I was done with him. I had him on fantasy his rookie year. Didn't do anything.
I had him this year and cut him after week two.
Yeah.
Bad mistake, but I hurt my soul.
But yeah, he's just a great player.
We got Chase Brown, who actually I made room for him from Shuba, but I think he's one of my favorite running backs in the league.
Yeah, I
And
like him.
might be weird to say, but I would say productive, but he's kind of underutilized. I feel like he could have had
I
more.
I might say flashy but underutilized because he's great with the efficiency. Um, but
And
but he's definitely underutilized. they still want to convince themselves that he's not their lead back when he clearly is.
I think this year, as long as they don't look for other options, he'll be a clear 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah,
Is that DeAndre Swift?
DeAndre Swift. Dude, I don't think he's like horrible by any means, but I'm not excited about him like I was on the Lions.
Here's my thing with him is he has some very bad decision making. He'll cut inside on a screenplay. He won't look for his gaps sometimes. He kind of like quits on the gap a little early, so
Yeah, I mean he has
hold himself back.
in his career he's had some of the highest highs that we've seen in his like career, in that time frame, but he also has some of the lowest lows, dude. Like he was so unexplosive on the Eagles behind one of the best O line in the league for run blocking. Like, come on, he had barely 1,000 yards behind that.
I mean, I'd expect anyone to put up 1,000 behind that. Like, you know, you put an
Yeah,
average guy like him or Miles Sanders,
Miles
you get
Sanders, dude, exactly.
1,000. You put a good running back, that's what you get. But
Yeah,
next we have Jerome Ford, who I think he'll be pretty good as the starter
I think
in
he'll
the
be pretty
Browns.
good.
But I
I
think
think right now he's an
he's
average.
definitely average. He was good when Nick Chubb was hurt and he was the lead option. He was pretty good in my opinion.
He was solid, nothing special, I would
Ooh,
say, but
what can we get next?
yeah, just
If you can lead off. Wait, no,
no,
sorry,
no,
sorry,
no.
no. Go away.
I don't want.
Him
I don't want you. I just don't.
and Kareem Hunt can go kick it some.
Yeah,
And we got Javante Williams, who just unable to have a flash play. He is got mud to
I've
chew. But
I've believed in him for the longest time. But I'm starting to lose the hope. So
yeah, you were one of the last people having hope.
yeah, I would put him in replaceable because he's not even average at this point.
I'm putting him in RB2.
I'll put him in replaceable.
I feel like he's already being replaced and he just got there. He was replaced.
Yeah, exactly. So he's replaceable.
Yeah, I think he's RB2 material, but I think next year he'll slide down that too. And for all we know, he was going
I
to
feel like
Cowboys.
with the state that the Cowboys running back room is in right now, he's not at the RB2 immediately. Halfway through the season,
Yeah,
definitely I
it
could
kind
see
of
that. But
sucks that Blue Sanders isn't on here because they'd all be like around this little range right here.
yeah,
Next we got Jameer Gibbs, who I think you could also add to
he's
that
another elite.
elite tier, which I think
Insane with the red zone efficiency and like just efficiency in general.
what I think's funny is when he was drafted, people were questioning the pick. They're like, "Oh, they probably wanted Bijan and just settled," but like he clearly shown he's just as good as
Yeah,
Bijan, which is crazy to say, and he's
yeah,
putting up this crazy work, like crazy stats with another quality running back on his team.
yeah. If
Same
he
with Bijan
had
too,
if he had
but
the full share of targets and attempts, he we could be looking at an offensive player of the year type
you can
player.
say that same thing for Bijan, but
Yeah,
like back to Jameer Gibbs, like he has proven himself to be one of the best in the game in a
yeah.
very
He's
short
so
time.
shifty and so explosive.
At any point, he could break off 50
Yeah,
yards. Now we have hit the knuckles to the Sonic. Here we got David Montgomery. I think,
he's productive.
but he's also underutilized because he's a backup. But I
Yeah,
think he's like, if he was a starter, he would be right in this tier.
yeah,
But I don't. I think he on. This might be weird to say, but I think he's as good as he is because he's the backup. Because they're
yeah.
gonna look out for the run from Jameer Gibbs, which gives him more leeway to break off a run because they're gonna
Hmm.
expect to pass at it when he's in the game.
Yeah.
That's just me though. We have Josh
Josh
Jacobs.
Jacobs, he's solid. He had a great season.
I think he's superstar.
Yeah, he was the third in the league in rushing yards. I mean, based off of last season, he would be in the elite tier. Just in terms of stats, he's not as explosive as some of those other guys though, and he had like like a majority of those attempts.
He also has the factor to be here one day because in his career he's had a lot of injuries to deal with.
Hmm.
So that one day could play a factor putting him here. But I think as of right now, like high end superstar or low elite is kind of where you put him.
Yeah,
Next we got Marshawn Lloyd. I think that's his name. Too early to tell. He's a
too early to tell.
backup.
Yeah,
You can't really assume anything with backups who are behind a star running back like Ray Davis, Marshawn Lloyd, Tyler Algier, or even David
yeah,
Montgomery. You really don't know. But
exactly.
I think if he was given a starting role, he'd be decent.
Got Joe Mixon.
I think
I think he's in one of those two tiers.
he could either be the back of here or the top of productive. Last year alone, you give him full 17. he's superstar.
Yeah,
He's on the decline in his career, most likely. They have a new running back, Nick Chubb, behind him. I think he'll
who's
just.
definitely on the decline.
They're both on decline.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be a productive running back for a couple more years.
Then you got Damian Pierce.
Don't.
Ooh,
R.I.P. Damian Pierce.
Yeah.
We've got Nick Chubb.
R.I.P. Nick Chubb's knee.
That thing is mashed potatoes.
Yeah. So
Think
I think that's perfect
respectfully put him in my one.
because I mean, in his whole career, when he's healthy, he just tears up defenses.
Just you're scared to play him.
Yeah, but it's just so sad that like such a young guy, like he was what 28, 29 when he got hurt. He still probably had a couple more productive years. Like just like seeing how he was still going so strong.
Also, just one of the most likable guys in the league.
Yeah.
So
hmm
definitely sucks the actually he had to get hurt. Couldn't be.
He was like 2 years ago. He was 100% elite.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Offensive Player of the Year candidate a couple years ago, but it's just how things work in the NFL.
Jonathan Taylor.
You love him.
I love him, dude.
Yeah.
He played 14 games last year. Had 1,400 yards. Like, yeah, he's a superstar, dude. If he played full 17, he would have been top 3 in rushing yards. And he had a shit ton of touchdowns too.
You know, I doubted him at first too this year, but I'm kind of glad I'm wrong. I'm glad to see he's doing good on the Colts, and seeing that they don't have a quarterback right now, I'm sure they're going to lean on him a lot, which could put him here. I think
Yeah.
he'll get there.
A couple years ago, he was 100% there.
Oh my God, that was
It's a great year.
great season for him, but I think he'll get back up there. He clearly has so much talent.
All right, so we got Travis Etienne. I don't know about him. Like, he's had 2 solid seasons, and then 1 really bad season.
I think coaching's also kind of screwing him over. Here's the thing. I think he is replaceable because it just seems like they want to, but I think
Yeah.
he's average right now.
Yeah. Pacheco,
He's also. I think he's also too early to tell.
he's too early to tell. He's like almost the same thing as Travis Etienne, but different circumstances. He's had 1 like pretty solid year, productive, but then 1 year where he didn't play for half the year. Then when he came back, he was so bad. Like he didn't average like anything. Had no touchdowns. Couldn't find the end zone. So we just don't know at this point.
Next we got Ashton Gentry, who I think, in my opinion, is just already a
Dude,
superstar.
immediately, yeah. He's up there.
Just one of the greatest running back seasons in college football history. 2,600 yards. I don't even know. I think.
He's arguably the best running back prospect since Saquon.
Yeah, and he was drafted 8th overall. You're clearly
Yeah.
expected big things, but I think he's a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Tyron Williams, I think he is.
He's up in that the top of productive / bottom superstar, like kind of the fringe.
Yeah, I think the lack of he's not very fast. He's definitely a power back. I think.
He's 100% a bell cow running back.
Yeah.
He'll take the workload and he'll get you like probably 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns a year. But he doesn't break off like huge plays all the time.
He's also a good goal line threat.
He's a great goal line threat. So he's very productive, but I wouldn't say he's a superstar at this point.
There's got Najee Harris, who is about one of the most boring men I've ever watched play football. He never had a run over 40 yards, but is consistently getting 1,000 yards. So I think.
I think he has to go in the productive. I think he gets overhated, in my opinion, because people act like he's a bottom 10 running back in the league. Like, that's just not true.
But he is also supposed to be.
With his draft
So
position
good, yeah.
and how he was hyped
He was
up,
a
he
Bama right
could
now.
have been.
People really wanted him to be the next Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
'Cause he's a big boy, but he's still good.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Amari? What's his
That looks like Amari Hampton.
Amari Hampton? I think he.
It's obviously too early to tell.
But I
But
think
he's-
he could start this year.
He's my second favorite rookie running back, behind Gentry. So
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just no,
Just get away.
no. Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
I'm tempted to put him in the 911
Like it.
because he's never hurt for the whole year. He's gotten 1,000 yards in almost all of his seasons, but he has these little injuries that keep him out for 3 or 4 weeks at a time. Like I've had him on my team, on my fantasy team, a couple times in the past
I also have
couple
had him a
years,
couple times.
and like he just keeps on breaking my heart. Like like stop getting injured.
But he's going
He
places.
is good when he plays.
Jordan Mason, who I think you could say too early to tell, but I think he's just average.
At this point, he is definitely at least average because he was good when he was the starter, and then he got hurt, obviously.
And he is behind a man who we just said likes to get hurt a lot.
Yeah, and he's
So
older,
this
so
this could be Jordan Mason season.
this
You
could be
never
Jordan
know.
Mason's season. He could take the starting job. Who knows?
I think Ramondre Stevenson next, I think is he's average. He puts
He's
up all
kind of
right
average.
numbers. He's definitely on the
I
decline
think
of
we've
his
been
career
I've
already.
I think we've been waiting for a Ramondre Steven breakout since he entered the league.
And it might just not. And they just drafted a new running back
Yeah,
who is looking like he'll be a. Well, I mean, I don't want to say
I
star.
like
You never
Trevion
know, but
Henderson. Yeah,
he'll be great. And he's the breakouts just never happen. I think he's average.
yeah,
Problem is, no one wants just an average running back on your team.
yeah.
That's why these guys are, could be here one day.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have Alvin Kamara, who, in my opinion, is the hardest running back to rank.
Yeah.
He's not the greatest rusher,
No.
but out of like receiving backs, you can't him and McCaffrey. You can't even.
He did have 950 rushing yards this year, which is a career high.
But that's not like for him. That's good for a running back.
Mhm.
It's
He had another 400 receiving yards, so like,
always has some good reception sets. So I think
Yeah.
he's productive.
yeah.
I don't.
I might be tempted to put him in superstar.
I'm not. I think Cameron Williams and Joe Mixon. I mean, 1,400 scrimmage yards, but that's also what like guys like Kyron do, and he had double-digit touchdowns. But I think he's also on the decline, like some of the other older guys we have
Yeah,
down here,
like
like
Joe Mixon. Yeah.
or James Conner. Next we have Tyron Tracy, who
He's average.
very average, but he has potential.
He definitely has potential. He could go up. I might even put him in flashy but underutilized.
I think I like that more, especially because his backup is definitely the epitome of just an average. Let's move on from Tyron Tracy. I want to talk about this man, Devin Singletary. I think
Yeah.
you said this before. The epitome of just an average,
And consistently
consistent
average.
running back.
Because he'll consistently get you like 700-800 yards and like 6 to 8 touchdowns every single year. You know what you're getting with Devin Singletary. He doesn't disappoint, but he doesn't wow, and he doesn't surprise you. So that's Devin Singletary.
We have Brees Hall, who, like we said with Ramondre Stevenson, I think we're waiting for his breakout, especially for how highly he was ranked last year. But I think he's just like productive right now. I don't think you can call him.
You might be able to call him 911.
Is he hurt right now?
I don't think he's hurt right now. We could put him in productive though.
It feels weird to put him here. I think productive is fine. But this new Jets offense could make or break him if, because I think people assume they're going to be a running team now because
Yeah.
they have Justin Fields. If they are, then it'll help them. But if Justin Fields becomes like the better of the two rushers, like he was a couple years in the Bears, it might hurt him. You really don't know.
But then he could also get the kind of Saquon treatment with like, they're looking out for Justin Fields running, so they're not as focused on Brees Hall.
So
His production could go up.
speaking of Saquon, he
my
just
God.
so happens to be next up. And if we did put a tier above elite, I think that's where he'd go. The glorious King, our Lord and Savior, the greatest
Yeah.
single season running back
Yeah.
we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just what a great year. Over 2,000 yards, most yards in a season, including playoffs. Hurdled a man backwards just to
He did. Just to add the cherry on
just
top.
to add cherry on top.
And then had 200 games against the Rams. Like,
Just the Rams alone.
and then first play from scrimmage against the Commanders in the NFC Championship game.
He also
60-yard touchdown.
3 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah. Just amazing season.
Just praying that Madden curse doesn't hit.
I think it's less the Madden curse, more he was worked a lot this year.
Yeah. Same as
So
McCaffrey.
we need Will Shipley and A.J. Dillon to step up a little bit,
Yeah. Let's go to Jalen Warren, who I think you could put him in flash of underutilized.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never had.
He's the epitome of a fantasy running back.
He's also just never had 200 carries in a season.
Yeah.
I think the most he has 140.
Yeah. And he's definitely going to be more utilized this season because, I mean, he has Kenny Gainwell, who I personally like,
and Henderson.
and
Is it Henderson? No, Caleb
no,
Johnson.
yeah, Caleb
I
Johnson.
don't know. There's too many of them.
Which, speaking of Caleb Johnson,
He is right here, and I think he is too
too
early
early
to
to
tell,
tell. Yeah,
but higher end too early to tell because first of all, he's in a backfield that doesn't. There's competition, but
but there's no
not.
superstar.
There's no high end competition.
There's no solidified starter. So, CMC. I mean,
It's kind of why we made the tier
Yeah.
number one because just historically injured all the time, but God is he good when he plays.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, he's the best in the league when he plays. Historically, he has been.
yeah.
Kenneth Walker. I
think,
want to put him in the 911 tier.
I think he's just a lower level Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, he's similar to Aaron Jones in the sense that he gets these like little injuries, like all the time. If he's on your fantasy lineup, you're always going to see at least a questionable next to his name.
So, it's really funny. Every year I've had fantasy football, I've had a Seahawks running back, starting from Chris Carson,
Oh yeah,
moving our way down to Kenneth Walker, and I always
I had
draft.
Rashad Penny.
I had a Rashad Penny. I always draft their backup
Yeah,
because you never know, and every year they get hurt.
and now it's Charbonnet. So
I always got to get their running back. I've had Kenneth Walker every year. I've had Chris Carson, Rashad Penny,
right,
but it's just
Ooh.
like
one of my favorite players coming up right now. And I think this is like a pretty consensus one of the favorite players in the league.
yeah,
I'm fine with that.
there are streamers and YouTubers I watch who call them like every time they treat him like he's a cult, but how they talk about him.
Yeah. Which honestly, he might deserve it.
He might. I'll join.
Yeah. But Bucky Irving, great guy, great running back, very productive.
No, so that moving on, we got one of the least favorite running backs in the league. I personally hate him.
RB2.
Solid RB2. One of the most
Yeah.
boring players I've ever seen play
Yeah.
football.
Mm-hmm.
I drafted
No
him.
explosiveness.
I drafted him too last
Yeah.
year. I signed Bucky, so it wasn't all bad, but it screwed me over. I actually have Tony Pollard, who I'd say is productive at best.
At best, I think he's average at this point.
He is holding back Tajay Spears, who we'll talk about in a second, but he's still like 1,000-yard rusher, getting some touchdowns. He's been good,
Yeah.
and I think you can't discredit him. But then we got Tajay Spears, who
He's flashy but underutilized.
definitely underutilized. Sitting behind Derrick Henry to Tony Pollard just has to hurt.
Mhm.
But I think when he gets his time, he'll shine.
Yeah.
Next, we got the most boring run. We're gonna talk about them together. The most boring running back
Yeah.
duo I've ever
Oh my
seen.
god.
I think they're both in the same category. They're both very.
If you asked me like a few years ago, I would have said that was a potent duo. But I mean, Eckler has fallen off a cliff.
And Brian Robinson's just never taken a jump to be
A good or like
he's
superstar
always
running
good
back.
in fantasy though, which I don't get because I've always had him.
Yeah.
He's never been like last year. I think he was a top 10 fantasy back, and you look at his stats and it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
But that is just
It's got to be rigged. It's got to be.
it's the most boring deal I've ever seen. But
Yeah.
that is all the running backs. I think that's a pretty solid
Anyways.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this list.